So, welcome, Joey Craig from Craig and Landreth Cars. First of all, we still don't have a name for this thing. We've got to come up by episode 20, Michael. We've got to have a name for what we're doing. But thank you for coming, Joey Craig, Craig and Landreth Cars. Probably one of the funnest people. Anytime I talk to you, I walk away laughing and learning something. So I appreciate that. I don't know that you have that much impact on me or not. You met my wife probably 5 years ago. It's before COVID.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first networking meeting y'all had during COVID via Zoom? We went to our house in Florida, and Jennifer's on Zoom, and I walked out stark naked.
Oh, yeah.
Right behind y'all. And Tracy Haas has texted me like, Jimmy, what are you doing? I don't know why that stuck in my mind, but I thought it'd be fun to bring up.
Yeah. I wasn't looking for you naked.
Yeah. Well, I don't think anybody was. That was before we knew all the Zoom etiquette out there. So again, Joey Craig, owner of Craig and Landreth, co-owner, still with your father.
My dad, yeah.
Yep.
He's still in the business, 76 years old and rolling.
Yes, he was there the other day. I stopped by the other day, and he was there. I wish I had a chance.
He's in every day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, you'll hide in that office sometimes.
Well, you got
to get work.
Got to try to get stuff done.
Yeah. All right. So if you don't know Joey Craig, here's his 2 to 3 minutes to let the world know who he is. Tell us about you.
Well, I'm just a guy that is a local business owner and been in the car business all my life. I worked. I'm 58, and I've been I've been in the car business all my life.
Right.
That's really all I've ever done. My dad fired me once or twice, maybe. Went to work UPS for a minute. He didn't really like me sleeping all day and then working at night, and it was fun. But I've been in the car business all my life. Love it. Like being a local business. We sell cars. We have a service department now, but really our big part of our business is selling cars. A big part of me is, that's what I love to do.
Right.
So I'm doing it every day, and pretty much everything. My life's set around that.
Yeah.
I go out, I meet people. Of course, I'm always I don't really hand cards off anymore. I just say, call me if you need me, and it works out sometimes.
I love the fact that your phone number for your business hasn't changed in ever.
Yeah.
502-447.
Yeah, 3450. Yeah. It's been that when we moved to Shelbyville Road in June of 20. That's we took it with us, and it's been there, and it was good to be able to have that number. I was kind of worried about that.
Well, the only way I can, so I've got you programmed in my phone. I've got two numbers. I got your cell phone, and okay, that's the office line. There's his phone. So I knew you from, I don't know, I didn't know you. I knew of your family growing up in the South End on Dixie Highway. Where was the first store? And then was it always there on the corner? It wasn't. It was Blanton and Dixie.
The first store was is that Upper Hunters where Toyota? That's Upper Hunters.
Hunters, yep.
So the first store was by Upper Hunters. Remember, there was an old white house that sat on the corner.
Yep, that they moved when they
moved behind the
Dixie. Dixie.
Yeah, the Chinese restaurant back there. But we had my dad had it was basically a gravel lot, and right beside it was Thomas Car Wash.
Okay.
Then you had Danner's. And that's where they started out. And then they moved to, he bought the corner across the street at Blanton and Dixie.
Okay.
And that was probably 76.
Okay,
that was like 76 probably.
All right, so I was born in 79. So I remember the White House with the red roof, but I didn't remember y'all.
Yeah, I was there, but most people don't because we were there for a little bit, but not real long.
Yep.
Until we moved across the street.
So your dad, your father is the one that started.
Yeah, him and a guy named Henry Landreth. Henry got killed in a boating accident in August of 77. They opened up Craig and Landreth Cars December of 75.
Okay.
Henry got killed in a boating accident August 77 on the Ohio River.
Man.
He was Henry was I'm thinking he was 30, 32 or 3. He lived down on the river. He was single, kind of a cool guy.
Yeah, bachelor.
He was playboy, little guy.
Yeah.
And always drove like a Lincoln Mark 7, the bigger cars. He's a little fella, okay?
Yeah.
But great guy. And my dad just after he died, he just kept the name.
Will never come off.
Nope.
Never ever.
It's always going to be Craig and Landreth Cars, and I have people walk in all the time. Is Joey Landreth here? Is Larry Landreth here? I know Larry Landreth. Okay. Now,
Yeah. So your thing's a family affair, right?
Yeah, sure.
Not only you and your dad, but your kids are all in the business, and
my son Joey is there with me. Anna is with us as well. My cousin Kevin, he's with us. So yeah.
All right. So any formal business training, like how other than watching your dad do the work, what?
Yeah, you don't train the stuff that we've gone through. I mean, it's back in the day, the way everything started, it was just, we didn't have all the technology. Basically it was going out, finding people wanted to buy cars, and then people had to get in cars and ride around, so they would get out, and if they were looking for cars, they go out to Dixie Highway. Dixie Highway was a good place to go buy a car.
Right.
Preston, so you had Dixie, you had Preston, you had Shelbyville Road.
Okay.
You didn't have Hurstburn Lane.
Okay.
Of course, now
that's where all the cars are on Hurstburn now.
Yeah, and we didn't have the internet until later, and that was a big adjustment.
Dude, that I've never took my brain down that path of how did you sell cars? Like, you get on now, you know the value of a car within seconds. So, you had to have a Rolodex of models and pricing and everything. Like, what are you looking for in a car when you're buying wholesale to put on the lot?
Cars were nowhere near the cost that they are now. When we were selling,
my last truck cost more than my dad's first house.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah. My dad started selling cars in '66 at V.V. Cook. You could buy a new Corvette. You could buy a new Corvette for $4,000 then.
That's a lot of money.
I'm like, Dad, why didn't you buy some of those?
Just put them in the garage and keep them.
Later on, he's like, Joey, I was trying to feed you. Because he did
a good job.
Yeah. He was trying to feed me and stuff. But you could buy a Corvette then for $4,000.
Right. Other than technology, what's different in the business from then to today?
Well, also loyalty. Loyalty back then was a lot different because it meant a little bit more because they didn't have other options per se. So you find somebody that you like, and that person, you could basically hold that person accountable. If you were doing business with them, you could hold that person accountable. Now it's too easy. You can get online. If I price somebody a car and they say, well, I can buy this car and so for, $500 less or whatever. Right. Okay. Well, let's talk about this. How's the tires? How's the paint? How's the connection? How's everything? Then how's the service going to be? Once you buy the car there, are they going to be helping you with your service and going to be there to answer your problems or if you have any issues?
Right.
Nobody wants issues, but that's the truth. Cars are cars, and they're going to have issues at times.
And not to disparage anybody, but a bigger box brand, one, the salespeople aren't going to be there 6 months from now.
Right.
And two, they don't have the they don't have the they're more, it's yours is a volume game too, but it's a high volume game.
Yeah.
Where yours is about relationships.
The spread back then was not like it is now because it just things didn't cost as much. And then it's to watch if I had to go back to, I could go back to then because I've done that.
Right.
To take a lot of the new generation back there would be tough.
They lose their mind.
I mean, they would be like, oh, this is no fun. It was a fun. It used to be a lot of fun because what we do, I met you all through networking.
Right.
And that's all you did then was networking. You worked all day. I'd work from 9 to 9 and then I'd go to Kelly's. and
Kelly's Lounge behind Bank of Louisville.
Yeah. Kelly's Lounge.
Yep.
I'd go to Kelly's or go wherever.
Yep.
And I might stay out to 12, 1 o'clock, but I was working the whole time there.
Right.
So, I mean, that's what you did then. Now you don't have to, but you're working online.
Yeah.
Your Facebook, you've got Facebook, which I use. I mean, it's a big part of my business.
Yeah. Well, what hasn't changed is that it's about relationships and it's about contacts, right?
Right.
Even in real estate, we're in real estate, even cars, it's a contact sport. You've got to have people to talk to and relationships to build, or you're never going to grow your business.
Yeah.
What's the secret sauce that has kept y'all in business? Hold on, 77. I'm bad at math.
Well,
75.
So we're this year in December will be 49 years.
Yep.
Next year will be the big year because it's going to be 50. So, my dad, like I said, my dad's 76. My dad has been in the car business since he was 18. So he's got a lot of experience. Yeah. He's been in a lot, but next year is going to be a big deal, just because it's 50 years. But every day is a big deal. But the secret sauce is, is we love what we do. We love what we do. The reason we're in business is because we take care of people. We have a customer base that's just, it's huge. People that we've made loyal. You're one of our loyal customers. And we work hard at doing that. We spend more money on taking care of customers than we do advertising, because the advertising is important. You'll hear my dad on the radio, right, and stuff. We do some TV stuff, but more importantly, it's if you got a customer in your showroom and you can take care of that customer, that's going to mean more. I think now it used to really mean more, I think, but because they didn't have that chance. But we're still old school. I mean, if you get down to it, we're still old school. Right.
And that's what I love about, no, I will never go anywhere else, is, well, two things. One is, I can text you, I can text, whoever's holding my account at the time, and they're going to get right back to me.
Yeah.
I mean, even on Sunday, y'all are off on Sunday. Most car dealerships aren't off on Sunday.
A lot. You've got a lot that are closed now.
Yeah.
You've got a lot. I mean, the car business, you work a lot. Sunday's just a day that we kick it down.
Right.
And
well, you used to have to be open because that's the only way you saw cars.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're selling cars. We're selling cars now when we're sleeping, because we've got people that are shopping,
right,
and they've made their mind up that they're going to buy
a particular vehicle.
car. Yeah.
The other thing I like that I know to be true is, I don't know how many times I've said something about a car and be like, hey, I'm thinking about buying a car. Somebody's talking about buying a car. I'm like, I'm going to call my guy, Craig Landreth, and somebody say, well, I know Joey, I know Kevin, I know Joey Senior.
Yeah.
Like they're so excited to say, well, hey, let me connect you with one of those guys there.
Yeah.
And I think that speaks volumes to.
Yeah.
All right. So, the Louisville question, where'd you go to high school?
LaRue County.
Oh, you're not even from Louisville.
No. Well, I am. I was born in Louisville. My mom and dad divorced when I was like 2 o'clock or 2 o'clock.
2 hours after I was born. And they saw me and they ended the whole thing.
And they split. But no, they divorced. Busing started. I ended up in LaRue County and I lived with my grandmother and my grandfather.
Just to ensure that you're going to a homeschool.
Yeah, I was going to elementary there, Magnolia Elementary, and then I ended up going to LaRue County High School. So I was there from first. I actually went to Carrick out off of
Lower Hunters.
Lower
Hunters.
Hunters.
No, Lower Hunters.
Yeah,
Yep.
Lower Hunters. For like a half a year or something.
Yeah, that's where I went to elementary school.
And then ended up in LaRue County.
Okay.
So,
and then came back after elementary school.
Yeah, after I graduated. But I was here. I was in Louisville every other week,
Right.
or something. But
Is that where you graduated high school?
Yeah.
LaRue? Okay.
Yeah, but I wouldn't change that for anything. I've learned a lot. That's where, not my dad has great work ethic, but when you live on a farm, you have cattle, you have tobacco, you strip tobacco, you bale hay, you do all this hard work. When you get a chance to do what I'm doing now, you're going to do it really well.
Right. Well, yeah. Most farmers get more work done before 6 a.m. than a lot of people do in a week. So
yeah. We had, when I lived on a farm and had 200 acres, and we would do our chores, and then we go fishing, we go riding motorcycles. We had a basketball court set up, and in the winter, we had a basketball court set up in our
tobacco barn.
Yeah. We had we in our barn we did have a court in there, so we were always going. It was fun.
Were you good at basketball?
No, I played football there, though.
Did you?
Yeah.
What position?
Believe it or not, I was 163 pounds, and I was a offensive guard and defensive tackle and linebacker.
Y'all were a small squad.
Yeah. When I got on the field, I was on the field from the very beginning to the very end.
Nice.
It was fun.
Did you ever run across my father-in-law in football? Were you were about the same age ish? He was at Butler at 69, 70.
No, because we played like E-Town, Taylor County, Marion County, all those schools. We played Bullitt East.
Okay.
We played them, but we didn't really play any local.
Is Bullitt East the oldest Bullitt County school?
I don't know.
There's only 3. Yeah.
It's a nice school, though.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Bullitt County's changed a lot. Did y'all have a place on Preston?
We did. We had a place on Preston. We didn't like Preston. It's not that it just wasn't our style.
Yeah. When I grew up, the only thing on Preston Highway was the AutoZone and the church. From there all the way into Shepherdsville.
Yeah, and Shepherdsville, we have the location out in Shepherdsville now, and Shepherdsville's strong. That area, it's booming, it's growing, it's going out towards Spencer County. It's kind of like Odom County,
right?
You know how everything's gone from there.
I call it the south end of the south end.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people that leave PRP Valley Station, and that's where they put their roots down.
Well, and that's what they're doing, or they're going to Indiana, or they're either going to Odom County, Bullitt County, or they're going across the river.
And Spencer County's grown a lot.
Yeah, and Spencer County, yeah, it really has.
Any plans for expansion?
I think we're good.
Yeah,
I think where we are in St. Matthews and that facility, we got 56,000 square feet on there. Right. We've got plenty of room for what we want to do. We have our big building right there, and then we have a Mitsubishi store that sits beside us. That's Montgomery owns that.
Okay,
but we. I think we at one time we had probably 8, 9 locations.
Okay.
Having 8 or 9 locations is a big problem right now because of people. And they're selling locations. They're not like a service location.
Yep.
Current location on Shelbyville Road, it has a service facility.
Well, you can see it everywhere. You're out parcels on big parking lots not needed anymore. Like 70. I would guess 60% of traffic is like call ahead pickup. And so it's interesting to see.
You go out to Dixie Highway now. Look at all the properties for sale on Dixie Highway right now.
Right. And it used to be. Ames, or no, it wasn't. What was it before Ames? Theirs.
Yeah.
And a big parking lot. And everything was a big parking lot. And now that's gone.
Yeah.
I could definitely understand that. All right. So one thing, I am headstrong on the 3 P's: peace, profit, and purpose. If it's not bringing me peace, if it's not bringing me profit, and it's not bringing me purpose, I'm trying to eliminate it from my life. So I find a lot of peace in this and a lot of purpose in this. What about you? What you pick? Which one you want? Which one you want to start with?
Man. You know,
I gave you a heads up yesterday.
The car business used to be a lot more fun than it is today.
Yep.
Simply, I think the internet's made it more difficult, and just because people believe
right
in that until they see. You know, when I buy a car, I look at the car, I make sure it's okay. If it needs tires, we put tires. If it needs brakes, we put brakes. We do all those things to do the right thing. And then I'll have somebody come in and say, well, I can buy this car for here. Well, have you seen it? Do you know what they've done to it? So it's just, it's a little bit, it's just tougher.
Right.
And it's not as fun as it is. But at the end of the day, you know, my purpose is still the same. I'm working every day to make a living for me and my family, but I'm also doing something that I really enjoy and really want to do because I live, eat, and breathe it.
Yeah. So you would say, like, you're truly living what you love.
Yeah, I am.
You get to wake up every morning and do what you love. That's awesome. I know what the rabbit hole I wanted to go down it. So I think of car salesmen. There's 2 parts to this. One is I think of car salesman in Louisville, Kentucky, and I think of 4 people, maybe 5, right? You've got Montgomery, Swope, Craig and Landreth.
Well, you don't have Swope anymore. Well, you do. You have Toyota Louisville, and you have Swope in E-Town, but you have Swope sold their facility.
Huffman.
Yeah, Huffman's great group. Yeah. Huffman's a great group.
Was this a family, like, not dynamic, but did you all, like, because I feel like those brands, those family brands have been around for a while. Did you all know each other and work?
Yeah. We know all the guys and the families and stuff. I mean, we're in competition, but at the end of the day, we're doing the same thing.
Right.
And we have a good relationship. I don't have a bad relationship with any of our competitors.
Right. Well, just like in real estate, Keller Williams, Century 20, like rising tide lifts all ships. We're all in the same thing. Yeah. And we can compete and collaborate at the same time.
And that's what we do every day. Awesome. And we get along.
How do you combat the idea that, you know, the phrase, you sound like a used car salesman? Do you even get any credence to that?
The used car salesman that is the persona. Most of a lot of the people that thought that a lot of them are dead. I mean, the new generation, they don't even know what a used car salesman is. Because the used car salesman was the guy that was standing out there smoking, and when you pulled it, and he'd be standing out maybe in the middle of the lot watching, and then when you go to open your door, he'd be there. Hey, how can I help you? Yeah, and then he might take a draw off the cigarette and blow it in your face. Say, what you looking for?
Yeah, look at this. I got this beauty back here for you.
No,
it's synonymous with.
I think it's kind of gone away.
Okay.
Just because of everything that's gone on. I think people are letting go of that.
Y'all still run the same system?
And there's too much knowledge.
Yep.
The knowledge that people have now. A guy would come in and say, hey, what kind of gas mileage does the car get? Well, it gets 30 miles a gallon. He didn't know whether it got 30 miles a gallon or if it got 20.
Right.
Because you could have EPA guides. I used to have an EPA guide in my desk, along with a Rolodex on my desk. Okay.
Right.
You know, so.
Yeah. Before CRMs.
Before the CR, before all that. So there's just so much, people are so much smarter. Right. They know more than you do. So the people that we're hiring is not people that's going to talk, bull. It's we need to hire people that want to be there, want to help people, want to talk to people, want to do those kind of things to be successful. And anymore, you can't lie about anything.
Right.
If you lie about something, the next thing you know, you're on social media.
Yep.
The next thing you know, it's too much stuff to say, hey, this is not true.
Yeah, you're caught with your pants down. That's very, and I talk with our team all the time. It's like we're not in the business of convincing people to buy or sell a house.
Right.
We're in a business. We're in a business of convincing them to use you.
Yeah.
And for you to be their representative for life.
Help them buy a house.
Yep.
Help them sell a house. How are you going to do it better than the other guys?
You're not going to walk out here and convince somebody they need a new car today.
No.
They're going to decide that, and they're going to go somewhere.
Yeah, and that's, you want to be the where. You want to be where people are going to at least consider. It's what I always tell everybody.
Right.
Yeah, you don't have to buy a car from me. No big deal. I would love to have your
everybody
business.
makes mistakes.
Yeah, I love to have your business, but use whatever you do. Use your mind here, because you can say, well, I can go buy a car here. Well, what kind of businesses are they in business? Have they been in business for a long time? And that's why I tell buy local, because if you buy local, you can at least go in if you have a problem and talk to somebody. Most of your dealers are going to they're going to help you if you have a problem.
Right.
If you go buy a car elsewhere, you could really, you can make a mistake.
Yeah, Carvana's not going to get, again, not to be,
Well,
it's a different business model.
Who are you going to talk to at Carvana?
Right. Do they even have a phone?
It's weird. That's a weird deal, but they're making it. CarMax is kind of the same way. I mean, CarMax is a big group, and they really, I think they do. I know they do well,
right? But they're all different.
The concept is still. It's not, hey, we want to sell you cars and cars and cars.
Right.
We want to sell you a car
today.
Every time you buy a car, we want that opportunity.
Right.
Yeah,
people that go to CarMax find it on the internet, and that's just happened to be where the car's sitting.
Yeah.
So
exactly. And then they ship cars. I've got a guy right now that had a car shipped from California. He bought it, and he's coming in today to trade it in. He don't like it. And he said, I made a mistake.
Right.
Can you help me out of my mistake? I said, just bring it in. Let's look at it. He bought the guy's been married for 65 years. He's 85 years old. He's been married 65 years. And that's how I remember him. I'm like, he was in the other day, and he said, I've been married longer than you're old. I said, okay. How long? And he told me, I said, that's a long time.
Right.
I said, you look good. And his wife, he was in with his wife, and they are healthy. I mean, it was amazing just to deal with him. And then that's when he told me, he said, I bought a plug-in hybrid car. I do not like it. I thought I would, but I do not like it. Okay. Let's get you what you want.
Let's figure it out. What do you buy?
She wants a red car, like a SUV. So I've got her some opportunity. I got her some stuff at the store. We'll see.
Did you get that? Did you ever get that? What was it? The red G-Wagon sold?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that would look good with Jewel Smith Group on the side of it.
It would. It would. That's what she needs.
Yeah. All right. Peace or profit? Which one you want to go to next?
Peace.
All right. You got the worst day in the world. You got the ultimate opportunity to just unplug and do what you want. What are you going to do? What brings Joey Craig peace on a daily basis?
I'm probably going to go to work.
Oh, yeah. You're the first one. I've heard the beach. I've heard the woods. I've heard you're going to go to work.
I enjoy spending time with my family. As long as I'm with them, I'd be fine anywhere.
Yeah. Well, you get to go to work with your family.
I do. That's another reason why I enjoy my work is because I do get to spend time with them. But I like to spend time with my wife as well. But she knows what I like to do too. So
go fishing.
No, I'm not going to go fishing.
No?
No, I'm not fishing. No, I'm not a fisher.
I thought that was your thing.
Not a hunter. Don't hunt. Don't fish.
You won't get on a boat and go down to the Keys and go hunt some hawfish?
I'd love to. I'm waiting until I get that profit.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. So none of that matters until you get the profit. All right. All right. So talking about profit, all right, business, personal, what are the metrics how you measure success on a day-to-day basis?
Well, obviously you probably looking at profits should probably be the way to measure it. We want to sell. We have a system that we want to sell so many cars a day. We want to average so much per car. Everybody thinks that you make all the money on cars, and the competition, it's a volume. Mm-hmm. It's a volume game these days. You need to sell more cars, and to sell more cars, you're going to make less profit.
Right.
So you just sell more cars, and it all adds up to the same.
Right.
But the one thing about selling more is that you get more opportunities with people to come back to you, mm-hmm. and that's something that we work on. Because, and when we sell somebody a car, that's another thing that we do. We want them to come back to us.
Yeah. And
that's important. But profit is it's up and down.
Yeah.
It depends on what's going on with the interest rates. The interest rates went up.
Right.
Everybody thought, well, people stop buying stuff. No, people been buying. People are still buying.
Right.
The problem is they're buying less. Mm-hmm. They're still buying.
Well, their money doesn't go as far.
Yeah, it does.
That's
and I've had to talk a lot of people out of buying stuff.
Right.
In the last 6 months, mm-hmm. because they had a 2% rate on a car, and I'm like, you're going to buy basically same car. Mm-hmm. The rate's going to be 6%,
right?
Maybe 5 now. You got a 2% rate. You get in the same car. Why don't you just drive that car for a bit? Here I am talking people out. I don't know what I'm thinking.
Yeah, but but
they're my customers. And that's how I keep them.
Right. You got to do right by customers. And clients, and that's the same. Again, any level of sales, I think that's so relevant. I think that's one of the most powerful things in sales is when you can look a client in the eye and say, "This is not the." Yeah. Listen, I've got an $18,000 commission on the line, but I don't think this is the house you need to buy. Yeah. Here's why.
Yeah,
I think that cements yourself as the expert and the fiduciary.
And when you do that, you're not always going to win, but mm-hmm. at the end of the day, you're going to win because you're going to get so many more people coming to you because that person's going to tell people. It's like if you do something that's bad, if you sell somebody something that's bad, mm-hmm. they are going to tell
everybody,
more people than anybody that has a great experience with you.
Right.
And that's the one thing that we concentrate on. We know. Mm-hmm. If they have a bad experience, they're going to tell a lot of people.
Yep.
If they have a good experience, they're going to tell a few, but they're going to tell a lot if they have a bad experience.
How many sales reps do you have?
Right now we have 15. We have 15 at St. Matthews.
Okay. So when I think about my team, I want them to have about 200 people in their database to take care of those 200 people. Mm-hmm. Is there a method? Do y'all have that number in mind?
We no, not really. We have a lot of people in our database, and when new people come in, we'll dish them out. Mm-hmm. We'll dish them out. What we call orphan customers.
Yep.
And we'll let them start there and see how they do, and then we'll decide if we're going to give them more.
Right.
But basically, all of the customers are in the CRM, so we're always, sending out stuff via the company.
Yeah. So the company markets to the entire database.
Yeah.
And then individual agents have a responsibility to take care of. Because I think you just plugged me in with Dylan. We're not. If you're watching this, we're not going to say your name. But my previous sales rep with Craig Landreth was amazing. And he's on to bigger and better things. But
no lesser.
Lesser things, bigger headaches.
Yeah.
Yeah. So shout out to you. You know who you are. The last thing I want to talk about, and then I'll open it up to whatever you want to talk about, is the system still the same? Because I remember I dabbled in cars for a little bit, and it was whoever was selling the most was first up, and who the phone, who the phone went to, and all that stuff. Is that?
No. I mean, it depends on the
dealership.
Day. Okay,
Yeah.
if you come basically what the system should be, and what everybody that's in the car business need to work on is not counting on people walking in. They need to go in and have appointments set up for themselves.
Right.
But to answer your question, if we walk in at night, whoever gets there first can have the first up of the day.
Right.
And then from there, it's whoever is available to talk to whoever's coming in, because they have other responsibilities that they're working on. They're trying to get appointments. They're trying to call customers back that they previously have, and they're working. So they may not be. It's not like we don't have a bunch of guys standing around waiting at the door
For somebody to walk
looking
in.
for people to pull in.
Right.
And you got to make them work. The appointments is what we're all.
Do y'all track? Do you track appointments?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we track. We pretty much track all of it.
How many metrics, like sales metrics, do you track? Do you know?
Oh, it's you can get into a whole lot.
Yeah.
We try to do as little as we can. You want
What
to
are the
see
most impactful?
how many ups have you had in a week, and what did you do? How many test drives did you have?
Right.
How many write ups did you have? How many demos did you have?
A write-up being writing up a price sheet.
Yeah, sitting down and working a deal.
The more and more I'm in this, it's amazing. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
We look at it. We want conversations, appointments, contracts signed, contracts kept, contracts closed. Right.
Yeah.
You want ups, appointments, demos, price sheets closed.
Yeah.
Right. It doesn't matter what business you're in.
Yeah.
It's a contact sport.
Yep.
Be in contact with your clients. All right. Well, thank you as always. What else? Anything on your mind you want to spitball with?
No. Glad to spend some time with you. Glad you're still networking, doing all the positive things.
How do you convince my wife that activities, although at the moment might not be profitable, if you keep doing the same thing over a long period of time, it pays off? She tells me I'm too optimistic all the time.
She knows. She knows. She does it.
Yeah.
I mean, she's always selling. When I met your wife, I met Tracy Haas. I instantly thought to myself, these are two horses in sales, because both of them constantly were pitching, selling, doing all the things that you do to be successful. And a lot of times you don't find that. You don't find that in a lot of people.
Right.
And being a woman in the sales, it's kind of tough, because you if you have kids, you got a lot of responsibilities. And the responsibilities that a woman has over a man,
are exponential.
Yeah. The man, he's not going to be the one going to the doctor,
right,
with the kids.
Excuse me?
Most of the time.
Hey, you're taking away my niche. That's what brings.
Are you the doctor guy?
I'm the CEO of the house. She's the CEO of the business.
Yeah. Well, I got that, but most, and I said she's a horse. Okay, but most, I mean, she's very unique.
Yeah,
I mean, she is. She's special.
She doesn't. I don't think she knows how unique she is. She's this is just what I do.
She's good.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Joey, you're good. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully one day we can get down to the Keys and have some hogfish together.
Yeah. All right, brother.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, bub.